it's the Law Gnome, and welcome to your very first DCAU update in 2015 on my channel. There will be a link provided for the playlist in the box below, so if you have never seen these before, I am a big fan of comic books, and while I absolutely love the Marvel movies and the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, as well as the recent Zack Snyder Man of Steel and all the future DC projects that are coming, I am a bigger fan of the Bruce Timm DC animated universe, which consists of all of the animated series, from Batman the Animated Series all the way to Young Justice and Green Lantern the Animated Series. But of course, since 2007, we have had all of these amazing direct-to-DVD DC animated universe films, which focus on stories that come right out of the comic books. And today, we're going to talk about the 21st film in this library. I'm telling you, if they keep going at this rate, there's going to be more of these DC Universe films than Disney classics. That's a weird thing to think about. So, I was really excited for this one because it was a sequel to Justice League War, which happens to be a sequel to Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League: Throne of Atlantis. And I am so happy that this one was coming because it features a hero that really means a lot to me, and that is Aquaman. Aquaman has a very interesting story in Bruce Timm's little universe because while he has appeared in shows like Superman the Animated Series, Justice League, Batman the Brave and the Bold, and Young Justice, etc., he was a character that was constantly exchanging hands. There was a point in time where he had to be written out of Justice League because the HBO show Entourage had rights to it because of the whole James Cameron Aquaman season. They didn't have the opportunity to mold him into something bigger and better because he was really coming along, and also nobody seems to take him seriously, and I highly disagree. Aquaman is just as important than Superman and the Flash or Wonder Woman, etc. I mean, for crying out loud, he's a king. Wonder Woman may be a princess, but he's the king of Atlantis. Yeah, he communicates with fish and everything, but there's so many more powers that he has that nobody really remembers. So, it's time to stop hating on the king of Atlantis. We get this movie, and it's about the origin story of Aquaman, another big plus for Bruce Timm's world, because I think it was about time that we actually saw his origin story, because it's quite deep when you compare it to all the others. I also was excited to see him unite with this new 52 Justice League, which is actually getting along right now, because if you've seen Justice League War, there will be a link to that review of mine in the box below. They're sort of getting along, but at the same time, they're still poking fun at one another, and when Aquaman comes into the fray, there's a much bigger and better world in their universe now. It makes the team come together even more and become better friends, and with Aquaman on their team, it seems to be a much better and much more complete Justice League. The film is okay at best. I mean, it's probably one of the weaker films, and that's just because of the fact that it kind of feels a little rushed, even though I do believe that they did do very well with Aquaman in general. They got his origin story done very well. They also focused on all of his powers. Besides communicating with fish, he does have super strength, he can breathe underwater, and yes, he does have tough skin that can't be pierced by knives or bullets that are thrown at him by humans. I don't know if anybody really knew that. And I also appreciate the fact that they kind of did poke fun at him just a little bit, but on the subtle side, just because of the whole communicating with fish thing. I did give the film props for that. I also appreciated a lot of the voice acting. Matt Lanter voicing Aquaman, I think that he did a great job. Sean Astin reprising his role as Shazam. You had Sean O'Mara reprising as Batman, and I really appreciate Sean O'Mara now. He's up there right now with Kevin Conroy and Bruce Greenwood as far as the voices of Batman, but I was a little upset that they did make a couple of changes. In Justice League War, you had Alan Tudyk voicing Superman, you had Michelle Monaghan voicing Wonder Woman, and you also had Justin Kirk voicing Green Lantern. In the new movie, they replaced them with Jerry O'Connell. Nathan Fillion, of course, played Green Lantern. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I love Nathan Fillion playing Green Lantern. He should be Green Lantern in the new DC movies, but that's something that I can only dream along with everybody else, and Rosario Dawson playing Wonder Woman. It would have been nice to have a little bit of consistency by keeping all of the original voices moving on to the next film. And I also really didn't appreciate the villains in this movie. I mean, they had Ocean Master, who happens to be Aquaman's brother, and Black Manta, and they kind of really didn't make them as threatening as I would have liked them to be. I mean, Black Manta had the potential, but they didn't give them the extra minutes to make him that really powerful supervillain, and Ocean Master just seemed to be a crybaby with serious mommy issues. I'm also really impressed to see that they're taking this little turn in regards to what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing, so there was a little surprise at the end of this movie. So I don't know about you guys, but this new chapter in the DC animated movies seems to be a book of sequels. It's the second sequel amongst a bunch of stories, and the next film is going to be a sequel based on the Son of Batman, and all of these recent movies are all connected by some way because it's all about the New 52s. I would really like to see some original work. Apparently, the third one that's coming out this year is called Justice League Gods and Monsters. They're really hyping this one up, so I'm really curious, but is Throne of Atlantis something that you should just forget about? Absolutely not. All of these movies are great. I own them all 21 of them. I mean, that's just crazy. I remember when there was only one, and that was Superman Doomsday. So, once again, Justice League, Throne of Atlantis, okay, but not terrible, so I highly recommend that you see it one way or another. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, and actions speak louder than words.